Hi everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. It is Saturday morning and we are going to discuss some global events going on and the royal family's role within it. Now, you guys know that I'm not scared to be critical of the royal family. You know, Charles, William, even Harry, you know, I'm critical for their being what I see as agents for the globalists. You know, they're elitists, they're royal, and Charles and William are direct members of the World Economic Forum. And that's a group of unelected globalist elites hell-bent on the suppression of the masses. You know, the rest of us, they want to rule the world. Think feudalism, you know. Head of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, is quoted as saying, you know, you'll own nothing and you'll love it. And you think, well, how can that happen? Well, it's called social conditioning, social engineering. And we see that with everything that's going on today. The whole climate crisis, the push for green energy, it's a religion they're pushing on the public, and the whole gender madness stuff, it's the same thing. Immigration, sustainable energy, 15-minute cities, you know, and cricket says alternative protein. They're pushing all of this on the rest of us, not in a bid to save the planet, not in a bid to do anything magnanimous for world kind. No. They want to strip us of our rights and freedoms and our ability to take advantage of resources. They want to take all that away from us and have everything to themselves, because that's what globalists do. All of this stuff, everything they're pushing on the public, it's all a trick. It really is. It's all a trick, and they're all in on it. Even the royals. I mean, look, they go to the meetings. They go to the World Economic Forum. They go to Davos. They're not there just as impartial observers. We've seen all three, Charles, William, and Harry, pushing globalist concepts, you know. And we've got freedom of speech in the crosshairs. We've got freedom to travel in the crosshairs. Green energy, sustainable energy. We're not going to let you drive a petrol car, you know, this whole kind of, and they are pushing and promoting it like good little foot soldiers for the war on humanity. That's what they are. And I mean, look at our society now. Everything is dependent on, oh, well, does it meet the gender equality stuff? Is it green enough? Is it sustainable? Is it this and that? You know, these are all absurd concepts that were brought up to condition us to accept less. And they've used this kind of conditioning in other ways. One of the biggest experiments in conditioning that's happened in a very long time was the worldwide bug a couple of years ago. That's right. Do you think that was real? Do you think that was everything that they said that it was? It was a perpetrated... Hell, I dropped my phone. Give me a second. It was planned. It was planned. There was You know, Bill Gates wargamed it a couple of years before it happened. They had a group of people, what would happen if we had a big pandemic. Funny enough, you find out that if you do enough research, you find out that there was the vaccine was already in the works before the pandemic was declared. Yep, the beta test known as the C19 proved once again the validity of the Milgram experiment. This is where it all came back to. This is how it's all done. And the Milgram experiment, I'm going to explain a little bit, but it's something you got to realize. You got to research. Because then, when you are in the midst of a deception, you'll be able to spot it. Now, the Milgram experiment was conducted in 1961 to 1962 by Yale University professor Stanley Milgram. It showed that the overwhelming majority of Americans would obey a law or command that they knew was wrong if the order was to come from an official authority figure. An alarming 65% of Americans would reluctantly violate their own conscience and obey the order, even if they knew it would result in the death of an innocent person. Now, they set it up. They had a group of sort of patients and then a group of doctors, say. And they were administering fake electric shocks and this and it proved out that given, 65% of people would administer what would have been a fatal electric shock. It's very interesting exercise in social conditioning and what people will do under certain circumstances. Think about it. They got us to line up to take something. They shut us in our homes. Everybody became complacent. Put a mask on, 6 feet apart, stand 6 feet apart, Now, we're going to look at something right from the World Economic's own website. You think I'm kidding? You think I'm kidding? On the World Economic Forum's site. Look at this excerpt from the World Economic Forum My Carbon page of their site. And I'm going to read to you what it says. This is in print. This is in the public domain. People just don't check it out. They're talking about developments to forward their agenda. And number 1, COVID-19 was the test of social responsibility. A huge number of unimaginable restrictions for public health were adopted by billions of citizens around the world. There were numerous examples globally of maintaining social distancing, wearing masks, mass vaccination, and acceptance of contact tracing applications for public health, which demonstrated the core of individual social responsibility. This is what they wanted to do to people. There's quotes, and you can find them online, that Fauci, the head health honcho in the States, very corrupt man, he's come out and admitted that there was no medical basis for masks. There was no scientific information that stated people should be 6 feet apart, the social distancing. It was all a trick. It was an exercise. It was a beta test in compliance. See how far they could get the people to go. And you know what? There's a whole lot of people in the world still that if you tell them that it was a trick, they'll call you a crazy person. Even when the information's right in print, you can find it online, out of the mouths of the people perpetrating this stuff. And unfortunately, that includes the royal family. And I mean, I've said, well, many people have said that, of course, even just because of his age and now the cancer, Charles's reign is not going to be very long. I think it's going to be rather protracted, and William's going to come on the scene very soon. But is that going to be, is that going to be what we need? We know he's a globalist, too. We know he's a climate change Messiah as well. It's a religion. This is what these people, and it's not going to change his way of life. It's not going to change his way of life. He's still going to fly in the $10 million helicopter that the Queen gave him for his 30th birthday. He might have even upgraded since then. Who knows? 10 years, might need a new helicopter. But yeah, it's not gonna change their lives. Like, in a bid to virtue signal, I mean, they own something like 7 houses. William was an instant billionaire the day he became Prince of Wales. They could have their pick of any nice large residence they want to live in. They choose to live in what is it? Amner Hall is their big house in the country. Something Cottage on the Windsor estate. A 5-bedroom house, I think. Small by royal standards, small by Amner Hall or their apartments at Kensington Palace, but in kind of a virtue signaling, oh, look, we're just like the rest of you. We don't have a maid. We don't even have maid quarters. We're at home. That's it. And, maybe in a way they're trying to give their kids a bit of a normal life, but it's really kind of, okay, you might live in a 5-bedroom house, but you got a stinking castle a mile away you can see. They're not normal. They're never going to be normal. That's just the way it is. But God bless Kate, but she'll come out and wear $20 earrings and we all cheer, or she'll wear a dress twice in 10 years and we're, oh, look at her, she's the queen of recycling. As if that's some kind of laudable exercise. Things have gotten out of hand. This is part of the conditioning. They're there to show. They're there to promote and encourage certain behaviors of their subjects that will comply with the agenda of the globalists, of which they are a part. And unfortunately, that's where we're at today. And so I urge you, if you want to understand social conditioning, a good place to start is reading up about the Milgram experiments and getting an idea of these psychological mind games that have been played on us for a very long time. And once you understand how it's done, you can spot when they're doing it. It's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. And then, knowledge is power. Then at least you know what's going on. You know what to look for, and you know what you're fighting against, right? So it's really important. Not all truths are happy truths, but knowledge is power. Take it to heart. Have a great Saturday. Have a great rest of your weekend. Like, subscribe, share this content, please. Let's grow this channel. Leave me a comment so I want to know what you're talking about, what you're thinking about all this. See you in the next one, everybody.